Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you this glam brown halo smoky eye with gold glitter. So if you want to try this look for New Year's or you just like it, then keep on watching. So the first thing we're going to do is prime our face with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless primer. This is just to give us a good base for our foundation and make sure that it lasts all night long. Next, I'm going to be spraying my face with the Badescu facial spray. I love this stuff and it smells so good. And then we're going to take your concealer and put that on your eyelids and set it with the translucent powder. This will act as our eye primer and keep our eyeshadow looking good all night long. And by setting it with the translucent powder, you prevent the concealer being too tacky so that it's hard to blend your eyeshadows. Then we are going with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This is my first time trying this out, and let me just say I love this palette. So we're going to start off with the shade Smarty Pants and apply this as our transition color. Transition colors are very important because it provides a light base for the darker colors you're going to put in your crease later in the look. If you didn't have this there, it would be much harder to blend your eyeshadow. So taking this step just makes everything a lot easier in the end, and you can be totally messy with this. It does not have to be precise at all. Then we are going in with the shade Leader. Any warm brown will do, and we're just going to start concentrating this in our outer crease and working it into our inner crease. This is a halo smoky eye, so you're going to want to blend this from the outer corner all the way into the inner corner. If you have smaller eyes, I would recommend just keeping it in the outer corner, but I really like the look of halo smoky eyes on my face, so you just might have to experiment with eyeshadow a little bit and figure out what works for you, and you're just going to want to keep blending that so there are no harsh lines. Then we are going back in with our transition color just to keep blending things out, and if you take a lighter shadow and blend it over a darker shadow, it makes the blending process much easier than if you were to go in with a clean brush. Then we are going into the shade Rebel, or just a little bit darker of a warm brown, kind of a reddish tone. And we're going to pack this specifically in the inner corner and the outer corner. We want this to be pretty dark and intense, and we'll go back in and blend it out later. So don't worry about having any harsh lines right now. And if it looks a little bit splotchy, just connect it through your crease from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then we're going back into the Tartelette palette because I don't know, I feel like it needed a little bit more of a darker brown, so we're using the shade Multitasker. Just any dark brown will do, and keep packing that, like I said, on your outer corner, blending it through the crease into the inner corner. Going back into the Tartelette in Bloom, we're going to take Rebel again and just sweep that more through the crease. I just felt like it needed more dimension. If you're fine with the way it looks now, you can totally skip this step, but I usually just go back in and layer colors until I'm happy with the end result, and that is the best way to experiment with eyeshadow. Then we're going into a Colourpop eyeshadow in the shade Central Perk. This is a burgundy purple color, and these eyeshadows are best applied with your finger. So you're going to want to tap this on your finger and apply it again to the inner and outer corner. Back to what I was saying about applying colors over and over again until you get the desired colors that you want. It's just part of the process. Smoky eyes especially take a long time, so just be patient and don't worry if things aren't looking great in the beginning, because with a lot of blending, any eyeshadow look can look great. Just make sure you're blending. That's the most important part. Then, because we used a cream shadow, I'm going back into Rebel and blending it out some more. Like I said, it just takes a lot of blending. Be patient and keep blending. Again, we're going back in with Smarty Pants and blending it out, making sure there are no harsh lines. This is a process. Just be patient. How many times do I have to say this? I'm trying to reiterate my point. Okay, now we're finally getting to the fun part. Once you have your matte colors blended to a T, take any cream copper shadow. I chose Colourpop in the shade Boy Band, and apply that to the center of your lid. This will be the base for the glitter that we will go in and apply later, which is the star of this makeup tutorial. Now for the glitter. We are going in with Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art in the shade Burnished Bling, and you're going to want to apply this in one solid layer. Adding multiple layers is just going to make the glitter harden in a thick clump, and then it'll want to flake off much easier. So just apply it in one smooth layer, make sure there's no patches, and when you're waiting for this to dry, you're going to want to look down so that the glitter doesn't touch your crease and spread, because you do not want that. So just be patient, wait for it to dry completely before you move on with the look. Once your glitter is completely, and I mean completely dry, you can go back in with whatever color you used in the crease to add the depth that you might have lost when applying the glitter. Now for the lower lash line, you're going to take, again, the same color you used in the crease and apply a thick line of that underneath your lower lash line. Because this is a very smoky look and I want it to be dramatic, you can always apply less, but just keep in mind I'm keeping it very smoky. Then I'm going back in with my transition color on a fluffier brush to make sure there are no harsh lines. Does this sound familiar? Now we are going in with more glitter, and I'm just going to apply this on my lower lash line, the same spot where I applied it on the lid. Just a little bit in the inner corner, but mostly concentrating it in the middle. And because I wanted to add a little bit more sparkle, take your highlighter or any white sparkly cream shadow. I'm taking Colourpop in Fanny pack and just packing that on the inner corner. Now for my brows, I'm taking the Tarte eyeshadow in the shade Multitasker, just a dark brown, and using a squared brush, I don't know what that's called really, to apply that to my brows. I was having some serious brow troubles in this video, and then the lighting got all whack on me, so just excuse the way they look. I swear I can do them usually, I was seriously struggling, and now I look like a tomato. So I applied my liquid liner on my top lash line and then a pencil eyeliner on my upper and lower waterline off camera. And now I'm taking my Maybelline Great Lash Mascara and applying multiple coats to my top and bottom lashes. If you know how to apply false lashes, this is the time to use them. I just can't do it for some reason and I wish I could, but this is the best I can do, so just, yeah. Then off of camera, I went and got my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge wet. A damp beauty blender or sponge is the best way to apply foundation in my opinion. So I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in the shade 110. This is my Ride or Die. I love it, and it looks like I'm applying a crap ton onto my face. I know, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go full glam. Then I went to blend it out and I had some problems. So just apply what's the regular amount for you, or apply a little bit more if you want to go glam, whatever. Then just blend it out with your sponge, and if your foundation is looking a little bit cakey like mine was, just go in with a brush and just buff everything out. For concealer, I'm taking the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Brightener, and I'm applying that to the high points of my face. So that is underneath your eyes, your forehead, your nose, your chin, and your cupid's bow. And just going back and blending that out with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Then just set your concealer with any translucent powder. I'm using the Tarte Smooth Operator. Now it's time for my personal favorite part, contouring, bronzing, and highlighting. I am mixing the two orange-ish shades from the Anastasia Fair Contour Kit or something like that. It's their powder one. I freaking love it. And I'm just applying that loosely to my forehead, my cheekbones, and my jawline. This does not have to be super exact and sharp. This is just to add a little bit of warmth to the face. Now for contour, I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn with a very, very dense Tarte brush. And I'm applying just a straight brown line to my cheekbones. And it looks completely insane, but once you go back in and blend it out, this will help you get a very sharp contour. And if you want your contour to be even sharper, you can take a translucent powder and just wipe that underneath your contour and wipe it away with a brush, and that'll just leave your contour looking super sharp. Now for blush, I am taking the NYX Blush in the shade Peach, I think, and just tapping that onto the apples of my cheeks. Now for highlight, I'm going back in with Colourpop Fanny Pack, and this feels like a cream even though it's a powder, so just use your finger and apply that to your cheekbones, your nose, and your cupid's bow. Now for lips, I am taking Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Beeper. This is a gorgeous reddish brown, kind of matches our eyes, and I'm just applying that carefully using the applicator that it comes with. Make sure you put on a chapstick before applying any matte liquid lipstick to prevent your lips from drying and cracking. And that concludes my New Year's Eve look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!